All right. Again, it is Monday, April 27th. My name is Andrew, and we are doing a Vinyasa flow yoga class here, streamed live from the Heartspace studio in Troy, New York. And welcome to everybody near and far. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. We do a fairly energizing practice today, working into deep hip flexors and building some heat along the way as we do so. So sometimes working into our hip flexors is a good way to counter the effects of too much sitting. So we'll, which may or may not be going on in your life right now. All right. So with that in mind, let's everybody find your seat. Sit up nice and tall. However you like to sit, you can sit maybe in a Virasana or Sukhasana, however you like to. And take your hands up to your heart center. Right? Okay, good. And we'll take in a deep breath and start to soften your gaze downward or close your eyes. And open your mouth and let out a sigh. Good. And from here, close your mouth and let's breathe in and out through your nose slowly. And as we get going now, set an intention for yourself for your practice today. How would you like to guide your practice in terms of intention and a sense of purpose and resolve? Right? So plant that seed within yourself. And as you connect that with your actions, thoughts, and words, it will strengthen and grow within yourself. Nice. Let's take our hands down. As we get into the practice today, let's not overcomplicate it. When you boil yoga down, it's really paying close attention to your thoughts and your body and your breath, and feeling connected rather than disembodied. Okay, so if things start to go here and there, simply bring yourself back to this present situation, the movements we're making, the breath patterns we're taking. The space around you, being very present and mindful, nothing else. Okay, we'll keep it simple today. All right, so I'm gonna step on back to my mat. You're probably already there, but we're gonna come up to our feet, everybody. All right, good. And let's take your hands down to your knees like you're playing kind of center field or something. We're just gonna go side to side a little bit. And we're going to start to dip the shoulders down. Take little gentle twists. And you can do this slowly or a little quicker here. Come on back center and let's start to move side to side again. Maybe move the feet a little wider if you need to. And then lower your hands down if you can, and we'll just start to walk the hands as you go from side to side. We're getting a little lower, a little deeper. And the toes can turn outward slightly. And then maybe get a little deeper on each side, but keep your hands there to support yourself. And then come over to the right, plant the right hand down on the floor or bring the elbow up to your knee. And we're going to stretch the left arm up to the sky. And take a breath and then lower that hand down. Toes are turned out slightly. Inhale, stretch the arm up. And exhale, come down. Just a couple times like this, we open the chest. and come down. And come on up. And come down. And this time hold the arm up. If you want to come a little deeper, you can put the hand there, down on the floor, or, oops, my block's all the way up there. You could always grab onto a block here. And take the left hand back down. Let's come on back up. Good. Let's go over to the other side. So left elbow is going to come down to the left knee or hand to block or floor. And then right arms up as you inhale. And then exhale down. Movement. Kind of like you're starting a lawnmower. And this time stretch up and hold. Keep the hips down. And come on back up. Ooh, nice. Turn your right toes out, left toes in a little bit, okay? And we're gonna reach your hands and take them behind your back. So the right toes are turning forward, left toes are turning in, and take the hands behind the heart, lift the heart. Take a deep breath here. And as you exhale, come forward, not too deep, just the ribs towards the inner thigh, and then inhale, come back up. And we'll just do this simple movement a few times. So the inhale and the exhale, as you bend the knee and reach forward. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, exhale. Sometimes we call this bowing warrior. And inhale, and exhale, hands overhead. And one more time, we're gonna hold, breathe in, and then bow down. Very humbly, hands reaching overhead, back of the neck lengthening, look back towards your left heel here. Press into your right leg, come all the way up, shake out the arms, good. Turn center. Let's go to the other side. So the left toes are gonna turn out and I'm gonna reach the hands behind my back. Straighten the left leg as the heart lifts. And on the exhale, bend into the left knee and come forward. Inhale, press yourself up, leg straightens, and exhale, come down. There we go. So we're breathing and moving machines with a layer of consciousness. That's simple, that's uncomplicated. And pretty soon we might layer in a few beads of sweat into that little mixture. Inhale. And then this time, after having repeated that movement a few times, we'll come to our deepest expression and lower down, reach the hands overhead, come into that left hip. And press to come back up. Good, shake out the arms. Take a breath here, breathe in, and breathe out. Good. So we'll turn towards the front of the mat again, and right leg's forward, left leg's back. Put your right hand to your low back and lift the left arm high. Breathe in, and as you exhale, reach forward. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, reach towards the floor. Inhale, come all the way up, straighten the leg, and exhale, reach forward. Inhale, lengthen the arm past the ear, and exhale, take it down, reaching long. Inhale. Good, let's just move here. We lengthen when we're halfway down, and come down, and inhale all the way up. Exhale, bend into that right knee, Lengthen and down. Inhale all the way up. And one more time. Lengthen and down. And inhale all the way up. Good. And let's pivot to turn center. Woo. Get into those big muscles right away. Turn on your heels, left toes out, left hand to the low back, right arm up. Breathe in. Let's reach forward. Lengthen and exhale down. Inhale, strong core all the way up, straighten the leg. Exhale, bend the knee, reach forward. Lengthen and down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lengthen and down. Come on up, inhale. And last time. And inhale all the way up. Good. Turn to face the side of your mat again. Reach behind you, clasp the hands behind the back and lift the heart. Breathe in. Fold forward now. Hands reach overhead. You come up halfway, hands to the crease of your hips, and all the way to stand. Good. Step on up to the front of the mat. Take one hand over the heart and one hand over the low belly. Close the eyes for a moment. Breathing in and breathing out. A couple times through Surya A, arms up. Hinge and fold forward over your straightened legs. Bend the knees as necessary. We lengthen to a flat back and breathe in. And step your feet or hop back to plank position. Come forward, inhale, and lower to the floor. Let's lift the heart off the floor for a couple breaths. Into our cobra, elbows and shoulders pulling back as you lengthen through the back of the neck. Then come down. Press up to table, tuck your toes as you pull your hips back towards your heels. And pick your hips up. As you lengthen the backs of the legs, reach the sits bones to the sky, down dog. A few full breaths here, breathing in and out the nose. You can take one more breath. Soften your knees. We'll look forward, hop or step your feet up to the front of the mat. Lengthen as you breathe in. Exhale, fold over both legs. Inhale, long spine, come all the way up. Take the hands to prayer at heart center. Rest the arms down at your sides, breathing in. Cleansing sigh out the mouth. And we continue just like that. Exhale, fold forward, long spine. Elongate, breathe in. Hop or step your feet back to plank position. Come forward, lower down. Chest to floor, heart lifts, cobra. And come down. Press up to table, tuck your toes, pull your hips back through your heels. And pick your hips high to down dog. Lower abdominals are drawn in. Hands are pressing evenly to the floor, including a quality of pronation through the upper forearms. Feel the thumb and index fingers press strongly to the earth. Feel the shoulder blades flatten on the back. And one more breath. Look forward, step or hop. Feet up to the front, lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Long spine all the way up. Hands to prayer, heart center. Woo. Hands down, stand tall, breathe in. Breathe out. Last time through our Surya A, arms up. And long spine, we fold. This time, option here of lowering to the floor to Cobra or halfway push up into Chaturanga. We hop or step our feet back to plank position. Lower down. If you want to come halfway, elbows at right angles, and then come onto the tops of the feet, bringing the hips towards the backs of the wrists into upward facing dog. Or Cobra as we did before. And we bring our hips back to down dog again. Bottom of the next breath, we look forward, hopping. We're stepping your feet forward, lengthen to a flat back. And exhale, fold. All the way up, reach high. Hands to prayer. Rest the arms down, breathe in. Slow breath out the mouth. One more time, stretch the arms up. And this time, fold forward. And begin to bend the knees and lower the seat to the floor. Bend the knees, put the feet on the floor in front of you. And we'll take the right hand outside the left knee and the left hand on the floor behind you. Sit tall. As you draw into the twist, the back of the right arm is helping you lengthen and deepen into the twist. Keep the hips flat on the floor. Come back center. Now let's go the other way, and it's important to eke out as much length in the spine as you can. It's easier to twist a long spine than it is to twist a rounded or compressed spine. Good, come back center. Let's lean back a little bit, lift the legs, and come into our Navasana. Here, balance here on your sits bones. Either stay here, you can modify with the hands down or the backs of the thigh. If you want to come down a little bit further, hover the legs, hover the heart off the floor. And come back up. Let's try that again if you were doing that. Come back down, try to keep the low back long. So the tailbone is reaching towards the heels. And come on up. Nice. Take your feet down. Let's reverse all that energy for a second. Pick the hips up off the floor. Feels good. I think. Good. Come down and all the way down onto your backs. And interlace the hands around the back of the head like you're looking up at the stars. Good. Socially distant stargazing. But then wait, something suddenly changed, and we're now turning this into a little yogic bicycle ride. So let's start to extend our legs and bring elbow to opposite knee. It was all going so well for a moment there. But you got to do a little work. Got to watch out for that quarantine 15. To do a little bit of work to keep the body in shape. Good. A few more to each side. Good. And wrap the knees into the chest. Nice work, everybody. Woo! Rock yourselves on up. Hands behind the thigh. Good. And then stretch the right leg out. Hug the left knee in. You wrap the right arm around the left leg and take the left hand to the floor behind you. Draw into the seated twist. Let's go to the other side right away. The right hand supports you as the right leg draws in and the left arm is hugging the right leg to the chest. Sits bones on the floor as you revolve the spine. Good. And come on back center, sit tall. Tip back onto your sits bones once again. Let's lift the legs. Find our Navasana. Again, stay here in the modified version with the hands down, or if you'd like to try Ardha Navasana, a couple times in and out. Good. And come on down. Rest the head behind the hands, feet on the floor. Start to bring the knees towards the chest and then extend the right leg long and bring the right elbow to the left knee. We'll take our second and final round of this little supine bicycle ride. Let's do 10 more times each side. That's one set. That's two. And that's three. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yay. Legs into the chest, good work. Whew. Circle the thighs around a little bit. Good, and let's take your hands behind the thighs and we're gonna rock forward and back a few times. And come on up, good. Stretch your right leg long and bring your left leg in. We're gonna reach the left arm up nice and high this time and try to reach the hand forward inside the leg and either put the hand down to the floor or wrap it around behind you. Maybe you can take a bind, but if you can't at this point, that's fine. See if you can start to bring the shoulder inside of the knee. If there is space and you want to wrap the arm around behind you, take the bind with the right hand behind you and fold over the right leg, you can. And come on back up. Let's release the left leg, bring the right leg in. So there's a little space between my right foot and my left leg here. So I have room to reach my arm and shoulder inside. So I'm going to reach forward, turn the thumb down, palm out. So that's internal rotation of the right arm. And I'll either put the arm to the floor or wrap a little further and join it with my left hand around my back. Good. Come on back up. Let's bring the left foot in. Walk yourself forward and come to a forward fold, everybody. From here, we're going to pick your left foot up, step it back. We'll find warrior one. Come on, stretch the arms high. Take another breath here in warrior one. Good. We'll straighten the leg, open the hips out, and then re-extend the arms, this time into warrior two, right toes turning out, left toes in. Let's bring the right leg straight and cut the hip back as you come to Trikonasana. Right hand down to the ankle or the shin. Left arm stretches high. Start to bring yourselves back up as you come to warrior two. And then reverse all that. Right arm's going to reach high. Left hand down the back leg or around the back to the upper right thigh. And this time reach forward. Take either elbow to knee or hand to foot or hand to floor and stretch the left arm long. Good. Lower the hands down into a lunge. Step back to plank position. Your choice here. Come through a vinyasa or go right back to down dog or come to child's pose if that would suit you better at this point. We'll all meet up at down dog. The right leg is going to lift up, bend the knee and stack the hip over the left. Straighten the right leg, look forward, and step the right foot outside of the right hand. Good. Stay on your hands or come down onto forearms if you want on the blocks, or you can bring the forearms down to the floor. Come back up onto your hands and then step your left foot to the outer edge of the mat and drop the hips down into a squat. So I'll turn a little bit so you can see what I'm going to be up to here. From here, I'm going to reach the right hand down to the floor inside the right knee. Left hand's going to come to the left knee and I can stay right here. Or stretch the left arm up, or find a bind outside the right thigh. If you're in the bind, release it. Lower both hands down. Stretch the arms up. Slowly come on up. And all the way up. And fold forward over your legs. Nice work. Let's lengthen to a flat back. Breathe in. This time the right foot's going to step back. I'm going to set up for warrior one. All right. Reach the arms up. Draw the legs straight, open out the hips, maybe turn the right toes out, and we reset and come to warrior two. Begin to draw the left leg straight and reach forward. Take the left hand down onto something solid and stretch the right arm upwards. Take one more breath. Start to come back up as you find warrior two again. Reach the left hand to the sky, right hand behind you, or down the back leg. And then reach the arm forward, and we'll either bring elbow to knee, hand to floor, or hand to foot, or block, and stretch the right arm past your ear into our side angle pose. Good. And take your hands down to your lunge. Step your left foot back to plank position. Again, your choice, go back to down dog or flow or child's pose. And then we all meet back at down dog or a modified version with the knees on the floor. Take a couple breaths here. Find some symmetry now. Let's pick the left leg up, bend the knee, and straighten the leg. Step that foot forward to the outside of the left hand. We'll stay on our hands here, or use blocks, or lower forearms down to blocks or to floor in our lizard pose. Try to keep the heart reaching forward so that we're not puffing the hips up and doming the back, but thinking about opening deep into the hips here. Good. Lift up onto your hands again, step that right foot forward and lower the hips down. We come back to our squat. Good, and this time again, take your left arm, reach it out inside the left knee. The right hand might come to the right knee. Again, I'll turn myself. So you can see sometimes we call this our cowboy negotiation pose. And you can stay right here or stretch the right arm up or wrap it around behind you. Taking the bind. Release the bind if you're in it. Good. Toes turn out. Let's lift the hips up a little bit and all the way to stand. Nice work, everybody. Whew. Good. Slow down the breath. Make sure the nervous system isn't getting out of whack. If you can do most of this work in with a steady breath and a relatively calm state of mind, a lot of the other stuff is going to be pretty manageable. So let's try that sequence again, but we're going to add in a little flair at the end, okay? So let's stretch the arms up. Then we're going to fold forward. Step your left foot back. We come back to warrior one. We're not going to spend as much time in the poses. Right leg's forward, left leg's back. Let's open out to warrior two. Pull the right leg straight, Trikonasana. Warrior two and reverse. Side angle pose again, this time variation. Wrap if you want to, either take the right hand down or wrap it underneath the right thigh. Left hand comes around behind you and takes the bind. This time the bind is underneath the right leg. Rolling the spine, rolling the heart, the navel upwards. Again, variation here if you want to, if you're taking the bind, is to then draw the right leg straight into our bound Trikonasana. Come back to our side angle pose. And lower the hands to your lunge. Step back to downward facing dog. Take a vinyasa here if you wish, or come to child's pose. Right leg will reach high. Step into the outer side of your mat, outside the right pinky. Good. Come down onto forearms. Variation this time is if you want to wrap the right shoulder underneath the right thigh, behind the right calf. You can either outstretch the arms or reach the hands behind your back. Step forward, drop the hips. Okay. Variation this time. We'll take that bind as we took before. Again, I'll turn myself. With the right arm coming underneath the right leg and the left arm up, possibly the bind. If you are taking the bind, option here is to transfer your weight into your left foot and hug that right leg in tight. Bring the weight in and keep the bind and come all the way up to stand. Feel free to tip over in your living room. And feel that strong internal strength. Slowly, as elegantly as you came up, come down. Release careful of your shoulder when you're in these binds. Back to our garland pose. Come all the way up. Woo. Let's go right ahead and do the other side, fold forward. Pick up the right foot and step it back. Warrior one. Warrior two. Triangle pose. Warrior two into reverse. Side angle pose. Bind is optional. If taking the bind, maybe straightening out the left leg. Return to your lunge, back to down dog or come through a vinyasa. Left leg reaches up, bend the knee. Step it forward outside the left hand. Lizard pose variations here. Hands on the floor, on the blocks, elbows on the floor or blocks, or left shoulder underneath the left thigh behind the calf, behind the knee. Arms can stay here to support you or stretch them out, maybe the bind. Come back up onto your hands. Right foot steps forward, lower the hips. Come back to our squat. Left hand out inside the knee, right arm up. And good. Take the bind. Bring the weight into your right foot this time if you're going to come to stand. And slowly. Whoops. Even if you don't come to stand, just see if you can feel that engagement of what it would take to lift from deep in the core. Good. And come on down. Nice. Final element here. Since we built up all this internal strength, if you want to practice a crow, hands to the floor, knees to the upper arms, and one or both feet off the floor. You come down, and we come down. Nice work, everybody. Lay down on your backs now. Open the arms out into a T. Place the feet wide on the mat, let the knees fall together. If you want to cactus the elbows, you can bend them. Let's bring your arms to your side, walk your feet in. Take a couple back bends. Get symmetrical now after all those movements. So place the feet on flat on the floor. Hips start to rise. Pressing the elbows, the backs of the arms towards the floor. And then see if you might clasp your hands behind the back and then reach the hands towards the heels. Release the arms and lower the hips down. Let the knees fall in, arms out to the sides. We'll take a rest, and then we'll take one last back bend. Good. Bring the feet hip width apart again. We'll take another bridge as we just did, or if you want to work towards wheel with the hands outside the ears, elbows point up, come onto your feet, hips off the floor, briefly under the crown of the head, and then extend the arms. Otherwise, we'll take the bridge we just took. And start to tuck the chin, come all the way down. Good. And open the arms to a T. And let's windshield wiper the knees one side to the other. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees apart now, and then rest one hand to the low belly, one hand to the heart. Slow it down. Take our hands to the outer thighs, draw the knees together, and hug the right knee in towards your chest. Keep the left foot flat on the floor. And stretch the right leg up to the ceiling. You can either take hold of the big toe here or just hold the leg here if you want. If you're able to, we'll stretch the left leg long. And then open the leg out to the side. You can hold onto the leg. If you have a belt, you can put the belt around the foot here. Bring the leg back up. Lift the chest towards the shin. And come down. Bring the knee to the chest. And slide the left ankle in once again. Cross the right ankle over the left knee, like a figure 4. Stay here, pressing the right thigh away, or thread your right hand between the legs and draw the left leg towards your chest into a supine version of pigeon, Kapotasana. Release the pose with the right hand, take the outer right foot, come into half happy baby. And then release the right foot to the floor, good. Bring the left leg in. Stretch the left leg up to the ceiling, and you can either hold on to the ankle or the leg, or hold the big toe, or put a belt around the foot. Stretch the right leg out, and guide the left leg out to the side. leg back up. Lift the chest. Come on down, knee back to the chest. And slide the right leg back in once again. Left ankle's crossing over the right knee. We'll stay right here. Or we thread the left hand between the legs and hug the right leg in, taking the bind. Let's release and then take hold of the outer left foot into half happy baby. Bring the knee to the outer ribs. Now do the same thing with the right leg, happy baby. Rock a little bit side to side. Let's bring the knees to the chest. Open the arms to a T and roll the thighs to the left, finding a supine twist, and left hand can come to the outer right leg. Come on over to the other side. Legs back center. We'll come to a shoulder stand or some sort of inversion in which the legs come higher than the heart. You can lift the legs straight up and hold them like that. You can pull the hips up and slide a block underneath the sacral region to elevate the hips in this fashion. Or if you want to get the hips up over the shoulders, you can draw them in, remove the block, and the hands will support the low back with the thumbs wrapping around to the outer hips. And the legs stretch up here, fingers point straight up, elbows walking in towards one another. If you want to come to a wall, stretch the legs up. The wall, you can do that as well. Come on back down. Maybe stretch the legs overhead towards plow if you want, if you're in shoulder stand. And then come on back down. And from here, hug the knees to the chest. Cross the ankles and reach up and take opposite ankles and hug them in. So as if you're sitting in Sukhasana, with the U pose on the floor. And then switch legs. Good. Hug the knees in one more time. And come on up. And I want to wrap up with just a couple really settling poses here. We put out quite a bit of effort this class, intentionally, but I don't want you walking away from class feeling like you just took 15 shots of espresso or anything like that. So I want to take a couple moments here in child's pose. And you can do this with your knees wide or your legs together. And it's nice if you come to sit on your feet and then press the thighs down with your hands. Maybe take the thumbs to the crease of the top of the thigh, and then slowly drape yourself down and let the forehead come to rest and the arms at your sides. Definitely, let's keep the arms at the sides, shoulder blades just draping across the back body. We'll stay here in child's pose about 10 more breaths. Slowing down the breath. As you're ready, come on back up. Sitting upright for a few moments here in hero pose. And feeling the settling and organizing of the energy now. So we brought up vitality, fair amount of heat, looking deep into our centers. And let's bring it all back to our center. Bring back a calm sense of awareness. Feeling being centered and grounded. As you're ready, make your way down onto your backs for a final rest relaxation shavasana. And cover up with a blanket or anything to keep you warm and comfortable. Any additional props that you'd like to provide yourself, please give yourself as much comfort and support right now, so you don't have an excuse to fidget or leave or like, oh, well, I just have to fix this one thing. So get yourself settled and spend a few minutes here. And this next 5 minutes is truly an investment in your well-being going forward. An assimilation of everything we did in the practice today and a chance for the body to restore and renew and from all the effort we put forth. Let's begin to deepen our breath now. And make small movements with fingers and toes. If you would like to stay in this resting position for a longer period of time, please do. As always, the hour goes by quickly. And if you're ready to come up and come to close the practice with me, start to deepen the breath a little bit. Maybe roll the head from one side to the other, release any tension in the neck. Stretch the arms out past the ears, lengthen out the body. Fill up with a nice, deep, energizing, and nourishing breath. And let out a nice sigh out the mouth. Gather the knees one at a time in towards your chest. And slowly roll off to a side as you're ready, pressing up to a seated upright position. You can rest your hands down on your thighs or in your lap or maybe over your heart and your belly. It's always good to reconnect with your breath, whether it's through your awareness in your mind or the physical touch of your hand. As you come to your seat, begin to find some stillness in this upright posture. We're built for movement, but we thrive in stillness. And as we close, let's again simplify the whole equation. And remember that we are breathing entities. We are consciousness. We're a physical form. We don't have to be mastered by thoughts and emotions. We can tap into them and view them, see them objectively. By staying present and mindful, we maintain a quality of empowerment. And so as we close, let's bring our hands to heart center. I hope your intention is still with you. If not, you can reaffirm it for the day ahead. Constantly replanting this psychic seed of intention that you see for yourself. As we close, let's say namaste. Namaste, everybody. I'll turn off the mute so we can all say hello if you wish.